Call the Westonka School Board meeting to order. Everybody would please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Chair moves for approval of the agenda with the removal of the contract for Cameron Nettle for a long-term substitute. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Announcements, facility committee meeting this Wednesday, 7 o'clock right here. Graduation, June 1st, 6 p.m. Hadrock Field, we're praying for great weather, so. Finance committee meeting, June 4th at 7:30 a.m. And the regular board meeting, on my birthday, June 8th.
Oh.
Couldn't ask for a better birthday present. All right, at this time, I would like to invite Jeff Peterson to the front to share the success.
Well, first, I'd say just thanks to our school board for your efforts and support. We've got some great things to talk about today. I'm excited about all of them. The first order of business is to invite Megan Lotka up front. Megan is our speech coach. She is I asked her, it feels like a little bit longer, but she said she's been our head coach for 4 years, and our program is absolutely soaring under her leadership. This year we sent 5 students to the state tournament, and Megan was recognized as our section coach of the year. And so Henry Rugemer, Orrin Butterfield, Zachary Van Nelson, Connor Christensen, and Hannah Christensen. Come on up. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Well, thank you everybody for having us, and thank you for your support to our program. We started practicing before Thanksgiving, and then we just had the state tournament a couple weekends ago. Henry Rugemer competes in humorous interpretation. And then Zachary, if you want to wave, he's a storyteller. He competes in storytelling. Orrin Butterfield made it to finals at state. He is a storyteller competitor as well. He placed 7th in our competition. And then Connor Christensen, he is in creative expression. He placed 4th in state. And then Hannah Christensen also placed 4th in state in serious poetry interpretation. I do need to tell you that we're in one of the toughest sections in the state of Minnesota. So getting kids to state is a huge accomplishment. The most we've ever had is 3 kiddos, and now we have 5, so we're growing and building. We haven't had enough of speech, so we just competed in a national tournament last weekend in Shakopee. I am taking 10 students, a couple of which are here to MCFL in Washington, D.C. We'll be there over Memorial Weekend. And then finally, Hannah's going to compete in Richmond, Virginia at our NSDA competition. It's one of the most competitive competitions, and we're so proud that she got in there. So thank you for your support. I absolutely love these kids, and I love what I do, so we appreciate it.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Very nice of you both to get 4th.
Thanks, Kevin. Thank you.
This is a really quick, kind of fun story. I saw Connor in the hallway on Monday after the state speech meet, and I said, "Congratulations." And Connor said, "Thank you." I am the 4th most creative person in the state. And I said, well, as a 9th grader, you got 3 more years to be the most creative. So no pressure, Connor, but you can do it.
You're the 4th most creative person in the state, we learned.
Just,
Let's get to work on that now.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, last weekend we sent Erica Johnson to the Athena luncheon. It's really one of the greatest days of the year. They recognized 53 female athletes from across the metro area, and originally, and every other year they flip-flop. They start at A, and then they start at W. Good luck at the choir concert. They're all going to the choir concert. And this year, they started with Westonka. So I know Gary's been there. It's a wonderful day, but when you're stuck in the middle at Mount Westonka, it didn't matter if they started at the top or the bottom. So this year was super quick. Erica's not here tonight with us, but parents are Chad and Tammy. Chad is one of our diving coaches and just does a phenomenal job. And Erica, just a few accolades. Academic All-State in swim and dive and gymnastics. Likely the track has not been completed yet. State gymnastics, all-state, state participant in gymnastics, state participant in diving. This past year, I believe she placed 4th at the state dive meet. 3-sport, 3-season athlete in gymnastics, track and field, and diving. She will compete at St. Cloud State and is our 2026 Athena Award winner. We had some just tremendous other female athletes that she kind of went against, and she came out as our top candidate. So congratulations to Erica. Cooper Rowe. Cooper, come on up. Cooper, he's been here before in front of you. I think 2 years ago as the Pan Am game champion and was MVP of that tournament, if I recall.
Yeah.
And then we brought him back because he won the state tournament, and then we brought him back again last year because he won the state tournament. And if you recall, I put the pressure on him at that time to three-peat. And so Cooper, 3-time state, I'm not sure what's going on there. Let me see if I can fix it. We got a construction update.
He's doing that too? Man, you're great. There you go.
There we go. It's not showing up as one on my screen, but this photo, oops, I'm gonna not touch it. This photo was at the state tournament. Cooper had really an easy time at the state tournament this year. I felt bad because he just kind of, he just made easy work of it, but it was really fun to watch. Cooper's been a really fun wrestler. Cooper's a 5-time state entrant. He's going to wrestle at the University of Minnesota next year. He's also played football and golf during his high school career. And again, we had a lot of really awesome male athletes to look at and choose, and Cooper came out as our 2026 Yost Adorf Leopold Award winner, which I think was this backslide, which we just announced today. I called Cooper on Friday. We didn't have school Friday, so I was going to talk to him, but then Cooper didn't show up. So I waited until about 11, and I asked if I gave him enough time, and he said, yeah, I got up about an hour ago. So super excited to recognize Cooper. But today we have invited Jack Nelson. Come on up, Jack. Jack is one of our other 3-time state champions in wrestling and was a 2024 graduate and is wrestling at the University of Minnesota. And then somehow I was able to get Gary Erdman to come on up here. So Gary, come on up. Gary was our first three-time state champion, 1960 graduate, and so today we're going to get a nice photo of these three guys. And,
Can I get a stool?
Now, I'll warn the school board that as Gary works his way around here, it's like a vice grip. So be careful. Congratulations, Cooper. Yep.
Pretty excited.
All right, Gary, you start right there with Brian. Work your way around.
Come this way.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, get this way now. Thank you for coming back.
Yeah.
I should say we'll watch both of you and both you guys next year, but yeah.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
Right here. Cool, guys. Good luck. So three-time state
Yeah.
champion.
Good luck next year.
And I never got out of section, so I'm feeling pretty bad.
So kind of just a fun moment from a historical perspective, opportunity to recognize Cooper, but also Jack and Gary, and bring those guys all under the same roof. So appreciate everyone's support here. Really looking forward to finishing up the spring strong. We've had great weather. I'm gonna knock on some fake wood, but we've had great weather, and so we just look to kind of keep going. But thank you.
Thank you.
I also just want to say thank you for, it's so nice of, Cooper, you've come multiple times, and you said really probably even coming again, but your accomplishments, I mean, being a three-time state champ, that's incredibly impressive. And then for our past three-time state champs to make the effort on his night to be here, that's a history that we're really proud of, and to get a picture of the three of you together means a lot to us. So thank you for being here. Congratulations on your success, and looking forward to a good graduation coming up.
Thank you.
Next, are there any members of the public that wish to speak to the board tonight? Said not. Then we'll move on to the student rep report.
Wonderful.
On your own, huh?
I know, Edie left me today. The speech won't be as good as those speech kids, but I'm doing my best. That's actually pretty short.
It's not gonna be the fourth best.
No, I'm not that great. But yeah, so we'll start back with the sports. The girls lacrosse team is currently 4-3. They had a game today against Holy Family. I'm not actually sure if they won, but they're 4-3 and they're looking for a good rest of the season. The boys lacrosse team, on the other hand, though, is off to a rocky start. They'll be playing Bloomington Jefferson on the road today. Yet again, I don't know what happened, but they will be playing. And then the track team has actually been practicing hard, and they've been off to a good start to the season. I don't know where they've been going, but they haven't been able to use the track. They've been going somewhere every day on the bus. They have another conference tomorrow at Jordan. And then the boys tennis team is off to a 4-14 start. Heard that from my friend, so I hope that's right. But they have another meet tomorrow at home. And then finally, the baseball team has had another rocky start to the season, but they're also looking to bounce back against the Holy Family tomorrow night. Activities, on the other hand, are also coming to an end pretty quickly here. NHS had their induction recently for their new and returning members, and they will be having their final meeting actually on Wednesday, so it's coming to an end here pretty quickly. This past weekend was prom. Student Senate hosted that at the Lafayette Club, and many students said they loved the food and dance, so that's good news. And then finally, DECA had 11 students placed in the top 10 at ICDC, which is amazing, along with many students actually finalizing in their events. So that's an international career development conference, so we did very well there actually. Moving on to the arts, the WHS choir will be having their concert tonight at 7. I've heard that, well, my sister actually told me when I was writing this that it's supposed to be good, so we should go. The middle school band actually performed last week along with the choir at a place called the Back Channel Brewery. I heard that it was good. There was a lot of photos online. And then moving on to academics, AP season just finished up today with AP Calc, well, the final one here that we offer, so that was pretty cool. Many students participated in numerous tests, and we're hoping to set a lot of new records this year, hopefully, if the tests went well. And then finally, there's only a couple more weeks of school left, so everyone's just excited for the end of the school year and graduation. Finally, on construction, the north doors just opened, so that's a huge change. People are going through those doors instead of the ones up here. That is all I have today.
Hey,
Good
thank you.
job.
Thank you.
It's a good lead-in for
I know,
a
it's
construction
kind of
report.
just
There
take
you
the
go.
whole thing.
Your chance to be fourth and state.
Oh,
All right. Well, as you said, we had a big turnover here this last month. Had the administrative space turned over. This is the light green space. And then had the entrance moved to the north, which allowed us to get to work in the courtyard area. Get to some of the pictures. Did you guys see the drone footage? You want to see it again, or should
Sure, yeah, it'd be nice to be,
It's pretty cool.
yeah.
we'll click on that first. This is within the last, I think, about a week ago we took this.
And what we're seeing is the outline of the old track, right?
Yeah, yes, and then obviously here's the new entrance with the temporary sidewalk in. Yes, this is the outline, obviously, of the old track, and they're basically doing the art of trying to figure out all the good sand and the bad sand and saving.
I don't know if I've ever seen that many trucks going back and forth out there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So they do, when the weather's nice, they go.
They do.
So we have started working the courtyard area, so we're getting that going this month. CTE, some pictures of the CTE machine shop. Starting the little theater demo. LRC demo. Just a couple pictures of the exterior of the front. Wrapping up the facade work.
So pretty soon we'll see the new name up there.
Yep. The new spaces we just handed over, being occupied.
They're amazing. We went to her and stuff. It's really nice.
Then the gym work where we started in there. Off to the races to get done by the beginning of August for sports. And then as soon as they moved out, we moved in and started demoing, so that's something. Yeah, so that's kind of the gist of the update. I said we're working heavy on the fields, had our turnover. So far, so good. Everything seemed to be working in the new space.
Yeah, so it was a couple compliments. It was, we set the date and we stuck to that date when we set of our admin turnover. Huge compliment to our office staff for being an active office on Friday at 3 p.m. and then being an active office at 7:45 a.m. the next morning. There's a lot that's involved in when you talk about a nurse's office and all the technology and the security and the communication systems. And then you just start talking about things that you depend on, which probably doesn't seem big, but all the forms and all the paper and everything else when you're running to not just have it, but have it in an organized way that you can function in a new space that you really haven't kicked the tires on. And they did that incredibly, incredibly well. We're really excited about the new spaces. I think very proud that our counseling area has its own private entrance, that it has such a pleasant area for our students to go in. Our career college room where we can bring in people to talk to our students is absolutely beautiful. I think it's the best room in the district, and it'll be used for a lot of different meetings, but also it's a great place where our kids can connect with those next steps. Just very thankful of our community's support. It's wonderful, and we just keep on opening up the next things. So now we've turned over the old offices, which will be the nursing area. And this summer, then we turn over art and music in the cafeteria. One of the big projects is taking down the stairs in the cafeteria and building that back on where the servery is gonna go. So that's the intensity now. That's a big turnaround and a lot of work there to do. But they've been working on different plans, and we'll be taking that. That'll be a summer slam. That'll be
We're kind of into we had a little bit of a lull here, like call it a lull. We're working hard on the admin space, but now we're in about 5 or 6 different areas, going hard and fast now. So hopefully, or luckily, you guys only have another three weeks or so left before you guys can head out on summer break, and we can really go at it. So.
I think the answer is yes. There are no students or teachers that are in temporary spaces anymore, right?
No.
It's been a while, a couple months.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at around, it was around winter break is when that changed. And since then, we've been everybody in their classrooms.
Ran into a student who was working at Costco, a senior. He said he thought his English class was in 8 different spaces this year.
Yeah.
I just think they first patience.
Yeah. It definitely, our students and our staff have been tremendous with the flexibility, but when you talk to them, they're really excited about and really thankful of the space. And so that there remains that spirit in the midst of construction. Anyone that's done a house remodel, know that you're excited, but you're also kind of ready for that to be done. Yeah. So yeah, there's some more of the areas. But thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Yep.
We'll move on to the treasurer's report, Ralph.
In the month of April, we begin with the Nordic Ski Boosters, Nordic Ski Team, $4,780.36. Westonka Hockey Boosters, Westonka Boys Hockey, $2,125. Westonka Hockey Boosters, Westonka Girls Hockey, $1,850. WMAS PTO, Westonka Middle School, $383.67. WMS PTO Memorial Bench for Lily Lacano, $500. Friends of Lacano Family Memorial Bench for Lily Lacano, $600. Anonymous Wolf Ridge donations, $1,050. Mary and Kathleen Excel, Larry Excel Scholarship, $1,000. Northwest Tonka Lions Scholarship, $1,000. Butch Humbert Cross Country Scholarship, $100. Pruitt Law Office, Eric Hagen, Scholarship, $500. Mound Farmers Market Scholarship, $2,000. Westonka Basketball Boosters, Larry Excel Scholarship, $500. Jenna and Bernard Duning, Mound Westonka Class of 1975 Scholarship, $200. Fidelity Charitable, Sue Riley Scholarship, $2,000. Westonka Hockey Boosters, Student Activities, $6,805.35. Gene Haas Foundation, First Robotics Club, $3,000. Mighty Cause Charitable, Westonka Community Theater, $25. Anonymous, VOCE, $500. 4.0 School Services, Westonka Staff and Retiree Recognition, $750. Loeffler Westonka Staff and Retiree Recognition, $500. And Wold Architects Westonka Staff and Retiree Recognition, $1,000. Year-to-date total contributions, $256,544.28. And Mr. Board Chair and fellow board members, I've looked at the check ledger for April and surveyed the checks, and all seems to be in good order.
Thank you, Ralph. We'll move on to the financial report then, Kathy.
Okay, all right, good evening, everyone. I'll be providing just a real brief overview of our financial data through the end of April 30th, 2026, and the highlights of our May 1st enrollment counts. Enrollment as of May 1st is 2,456 students. This will be the final report that I'll be giving for this fiscal year or school year on the monthly counts. Moving into June, then we'll do the full annual recap and take those numbers and then move ahead with our audit. So you can see from start to finish, we haven't had a great variance, a dozen kids or less. So very pleased with our enrollment this school year. Financial recap through the end of April, we have received $30,899,000 or 68.8% of our revenue, and expenditures are at $33,048,000 or 74.2%. And the takeaway when looking at both of these summaries is you'll find that both the receipts and the expenditures appear to be on target as we march into the last couple months of the fiscal year. Just a few other things, again, just we're working on the budget that is in the final stages, and we'll be back, or I'll be back in June with that presentation. We're also working with our insurance agent on getting property, liability, and workman's comp rates. And again, we'll be recapping all of this at our finance committee meeting the first Thursday in June.
Everything I'm hearing in the news talks about insurance rates going up for everybody. Are you seeing that for schools as well at this point, do you think, or is it too early to tell?
We haven't gotten our rates yet, but they always forewarn us with that.
Yeah.
But right, and you're correct. I think whether it's property, liability, or work comp, or even in the medical, dental, I think that experience is definitely out there for folks. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Teaching and learning report.
So I have 3 updates for you tonight, and I might have shared with you at our last meeting. We were planning for a district AI release day meeting, and we had that on April 29th, and we had 2 goals for that day. It was to create version 1 of a Westonka AI procedural manual. That'll be a playbook that we'll use with anything that has to do with AI across the district. And then we wanted to build and create an implementation plan for August workshop week and really identify at the building level the different tasks and the different focuses around AI that we'll implement during the 26-27 school year. What I want to emphasize, as we talked about at our release day, is that there's 2 really big frameworks that we really hook everything on. And the first one is, we just call it the 3 pillars. The 3 pillars will always be in the center of everything. Safety and security, thinking about student data, privacy of data. Ethical decision making, that is more student focused. So how kids use AI, how we train students, how we communicate with students about ethical use of an AI tool. And then making sure, whether you're a parent, student, staff member, administrator, we're constantly learning. You know, AI is going to be something that it's going to keep evolving. We got to keep learning. We got to keep on top of our game with that. So we start with the 3 pillars, and then we get into what is called the HAIH framework, and where you start with what they call human inquiry. That's where you have a problem to solve. You have a task. We use AI. We use the term thought partner, but so many people assume we just stop right there. But you have to take the last part, human empowerment. In the end, you have to decide as an individual what you're going to do with that information. There's the deeper thinking, the critical thinking, the problem solving. And those two sets of framework, those two frameworks are critical with anything that we do, that we talk about that with our parents, with our students, with our staff. That's our anchor in everything with AI. And I do believe we do well with communicating those items. If there are concerns, if there's stress about the use of AI in our school system, it should settle. Because we have a plan in place, we have a direction of how we're going to do this work. Now we're going to start implementing. The other piece of this release that we had, we brought in Rick Dressen and Jake Triple from QBS, Quality Bridge Solutions. They were with us in the morning, and we really got after looking at instructional protocols with AI. We talked about student guidelines, we looked at staff guidelines, developing an AI tool vetting process. We talked about parent communications, and we'll be having something coming out with parents this spring. We'll have something back to school. There'll be a lot more parent involvement with just everything that's going on with AI. And then we also talked about, yes, there's teachers, but there's also non-teaching staff that we need to train. So we really talked about what that's going to look like in the coming school year. So what we're aiming for at the start of this coming year, we'd love to have an AI policy in place, so that'd be up to you to make that happen. We're going to have a procedural manual completed, it's ready to be implemented. We're going to have an initial vetted list of AI tools, and no more going out, free this tool, that tool's free, demo this for us. It's going to be more very intentional. These are the tools that we know are safe, have been vetted, that will serve our students well. And then we're going to start building focused training. And that'll start at August Workshop Week. That'll be staff, it'll include teachers, paraprofessionals. I met with food service today and talked with them. There's everyone will have some version of training with AI, and that'll begin next year. So what I would just say to you is where I really felt a year ago, we're going to start talking about this. I really thought everything I'm sharing with you tonight, that was going to be in 26, 27. And here we are. And it's going. But what my message is tonight is that it is well thought out. We are working hard to really be ready and ramped up for the 26-27 school year. And we still feel a little bit behind. But I think that's the nature of what this looks like. And I'll just go back here. The last thing I want to mention about this, you'll see in your agenda tonight the request to approve a district AI coordinator position. And that position really is well positioned for us, that person will work hand in hand with me, that we are really on top of all the different elements around AI, from training to policy to procedures. What's the next wave coming in? That we are well positioned to address that. And I'm just going to end on this piece. There's so many opportunities for our students and for learning and for instruction that if we do this well, this can be a very powerful tool for us. And of course, if it's not done well, it's ripe for a lot of issues. But we have really positioned ourselves now to go into the next school year ready to go with this. So that's an update on that. Also wanted to mention tonight, it is testing season. You heard a little bit in the student report. We just finished all of our MCAs back at the end of April. And August 2026, we'll get the results back on the MCA 3 math and the MCA 4 science. It'll be October 2026, we get the reading test back. That was like science last year. The state now it's the first year with MCA 4 reading. The state takes the summer to set the scale scores, to set all the benchmarks, and staff are a little disappointed in that. As students do, they want to see how we did. But that's just how it works, so it'll be October. You just heard tonight, we just finished up with our AP testing. We'll get those results back in July. I see every indication we're gonna have another banner year of results. And that's just a reflection on our instruction. It's a reflection on our student effort and just the support that we have here in our district. So,
Mark, were the number of students that are taking the test up this year again?
yes.
I heard it was quite a
Yeah,
jump.
we maybe had maybe 10 kids across the whole system opt out.
Wow.
Yeah, really a dramatic change.
Wow.
So that's messaging. That's also talking to students about the importance of our tests. And yeah, I was really pleased.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so.
Mark, can you just give a minute on what AP seminar was?
Yes, yes, that is.
Boy, we should lead them into that one.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
This is probably one of the most exciting EP courses for me personally that we've been able to launch here. And it's first year. And it's an interesting class. So Kelsey Rausch in our English department is the instructor. We have 2 sections, primarily 10th grade, but we have 10th through 12. And what I love about this course, it is focused on research, analysis, defending a position, communicating a position. It is really designed to develop those skills that kids that are 4-year college focused will go into their college experience understanding what it means to write a paper. Not that they didn't before, but they're taking it to another level with the research and the analysis and the defending about a position. And they get into different real world topics. They have to investigate, they have to research, they have to come up with a hypothesis of why something's happening in the world and then defend it. And as you can see, it's written essays, it's team projects, it's multimedia presentations, everything that you're gonna need your freshman year after you graduate.
Does this get credit then, like as an English course, or how does it?
Yep.
I mean, if
And
you're going on to college, you need
Yep.
so many English, so many science.
It's an
whatever.
elective. It's an elective.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to misquote that.
Right.
It's in the English department. There's an AP credit, so you're going to take an AP exam.
Right.
So there you have the college credit piece if you want that. But this is a newer AP course that AP College Board offers, and it has really gotten some rave reviews. We're not the only high school that offers it. I'm pleased to share that we do offer it for our kids.
Not every high school does.
It's not every high school does. But it's been really well received, and Kelsey is just really excited to teach it. So that's what's going on.
It's interesting, it's early proto-analysis for advanced studies at the college level. For instance,
Yeah.
defending a doctoral
Yes.
thesis is all
Yes.
based on that kind of
That's what it is.
reasoning.
That's what it is. So some really good things. And then I just want to wrap up my piece here. The work continues, it flows, it just changes how we do the work. And then in the summer, in particular, a busy summer around teaching learning, we continue with Read Act literacy training. Now this time it's called Phase 2. That is our English department that now is getting their training. They're going to start this summer. It'll go through mid-year next year. We're heavily into curriculum development for all our vocational programming. And then I'll be working this summer with the Department of Ed, Department of Health, getting all of the EMR, EMT, the nursing assistance programs approved and verified. A little bit of a challenge because they do want to see the space, they want to see the equipment. That doesn't come till August, but they know it's new, they'll work with us to get that all in place. And then the next 3 bullet points, there are new social studies standards, and that's a reflection of the work that's coming this summer around developing new ethnic studies elective course. There's some updates around 8th grade global studies and 10th grade US history that we're going to be working on with our teachers this summer. And then the College Board is rolling out a brand new revamped AP Stats statistics course. So Nicole Landon will be adopting a new book, and it's a whole new approach to stats, AP stats that she'll be working on this summer. So we're constantly revising, we're constantly looking at what we need to do to keep our courses relevant, and that's a little bit of the work that we'll be doing this summer. So it's important.
Very good, a lot of exciting stuff coming up around here, so thank you for your work.
So I'm going to take a little different position here, just because I wanted to show a few slides. But one of the things that's part of your packet is approving policy where we talk about our vision mission. And we've been working on our strategic plan, strategic goals now for a while. We've had multiple school board retreats. We've had some really rich discussion about the direction of our board, our district, and just really excited that the last one looked tired and we challenged ourselves with new goals. And so my goal here isn't to read all these dates to you, but really just to display that there's been multiple meetings, different retreats, ways that we've connected with our ATM group, etc. But it really brought us into this year establishing these strategic priorities. And we've really, some of it is pretty similar, and there's some others that push us a little bit in some different directions. So when we looked at the priorities before, finances and facilities, they all stood out as their separate goals. You're going to see those all under the investing in the small school advantage, big school opportunities. When we talk about empowered and intentional innovation, it connects to what Mark was just talking about. And we know that we're in a different time right now, and we have to define that. We got to ensure that it's safe for our students, that we use it responsibly, but we also call out our direction. And how can we really know how to leverage a tool, but not have a tool replace learning that our kids are really expected to be able to do. When we look at safety and well-being and stakeholder engagement, those are always tenets of our district. And then lastly, what's always our most important is just really focusing on our students' success and doing that in a comprehensive way. When we talked about these, we took a little bit of time to talk about our vision and mission. And one thing that looking at our past vision statement, it was more about the district. It was a district modeling or a district delivering. And we thought this had to be more student focused. And so really appreciated the discussions with the board on coming up with empowering learners to create their own real life success stories. And then the mission statement is going to be a little bit familiar, but it's detailed again differently, really focusing on our students. And so with this, we have our vision statement, our mission statement, and the 5 strategic priorities. I think it really pushes us in a good direction. I really like the thought that this is who we are, but it's also going to challenge us, and it's really going to push us in an area to achieve new heights. And so I don't think it's just setting out some lofty statement, but I think it also isn't, when you're talking about empowering learners to create their own success stories, we're talking that means different things for different kids, and that is a strength of our district, that we see the individual students, but also knowing that success looks differently for our different kids, but also it should be accomplished at a high level. And so I appreciate that this board recognizes that. I appreciate that we have multiple opportunities for our students, but I also appreciate that there's a core dedication to the core basics, and that's something that you just don't want to get away from. So I like the work that the board did. I just open up for board members if you'd like to comment on vision, mission, or these priorities.
I would like to compliment the board as a whole for the hard work you guys put in. There was a lot of great conversations. We didn't also all agree on everything, but we were able to work towards this end product, and congratulations, you guys. This was a job well done. It was a long process, so thank you.
So That's one thing on your, also you're gonna see the bid package for AV and technology came in. And so we had 3 different bidders. What you have before you is the low bid. And so we're really, this package has to deal with our little theater space. It's the light and the sound and the AV. Everything but the video board, we'll do that separate. It has our gym speakers, and so that's included. It also includes our stadium speakers. And so really excited about putting some upgrades to these spaces. We feel good about the timeline and that I'll be able to deliver this summer in the gym. And so we've communicated when practice starts in there. Then for the little theater, that turnover is in December, so we have a little bit more time. Stadium would be this fall. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Patty. Chair moves for approval of the consent agenda. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to discussion items. Chair moves for approval of action item 8A, approval of contract award to Video Services, Inc. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Chair moves for approval of action item 8B, approval of the first reading of policy changes to policy 1000, vision, mission, educational philosophy and goals, and policy 4150, background checks. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Chair moves for approval of action item 8C, approval of obsolete equipment to be sold at auction or recycled. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Carries. Chair moves for approval of action item 8D, addition of district AI coordinator position. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Chair moves for approval of action item 8E, approval of the 26 to 28 individual agreement with Independent School District 277 with Eric Heisted. Is there a second?
On this one, we had hired Eric this year, and so we were up for contract renewals for the individuals. We wanted to take a little extra time to get to know Eric. We're really thrilled that he's part of our team and on our staff, but that's why it didn't originally come through. We had a midwinter hire and wanted to just take the time before we went into our next contract. But we're thrilled about what he's able to provide and excited to have him.
Thank you for clarifying that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. This one, we have a late action item. The chair moves for approval of action item 8F, motion to rescind the April 13th approval of Catherine Deutschlander's resignation effective June 2nd, 2026, and to approve her as resignation effective April 22nd, 2026. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Anybody else have anything else to bring? Well, school year is ending, got graduation coming up, a lot of fun stuff, a couple busy weeks here. So by this fall, we're gonna see some major changes around here. It's gonna be pretty exciting. So, with that, the chair moves for adjournment. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Good one, everybody. Have a good summer.